Alberta's premier responds to a court ruling.
Section 33 allows for notwithstanding clause.
One day after a separatist petition is struck down, encouraging men to take a stand.
Hopefully that is a way to end gender-based violence.
The meaning behind the Moose Hide campaign. And does this whet your appetite?
The exhibitor has added in crunchy dried mealworms.
A look at the weird foods on the Stampede Midway menu.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. The Premier appears poised to once again use the notwithstanding clause. It comes 24 hours after a judge threw out an Alberta separatist petition. Tim Brooke is following that story. And Tim, today was the last day of the spring session.
Ian, that meant we had access to a number of MLAs that really we probably won't hear from again until the fall session begins. And the message from those politicians before they leave on their summer break is, well, as far as a separation referendum is concerned, Albertans will just have to wait and see what happens. Now, inside the legislature, Premier Danielle Smith reiterated the province is planning to appeal yesterday's court ruling that quashed the separation petition. Smith even said she's willing to invoke the notwithstanding clause to use the power of democratically elected legislatures to correct what she calls court errors. But First Nation communities say that doesn't supersede their rights under the Constitution. A constitutional lawyer we spoke to says this could be a precedent-setting case as appeals work their way through the courts.
Normally, it would take months, if not a couple years to get these matters resolved, because my guess is, depending on the result at the Court of Appeal level, it could then go to the Supreme Court of Canada. I think that all the provinces would be interested, and all the First Nations across the country would be interested in settling that issue. In the Quebec reference case, it was not settled. The court left that open. And so it's an important question, without a doubt.
So unless that appeals process is really expedited here, we're likely not going to get a firm ruling on that court decision yesterday until the fall referendum happen, as far as that is concerned. So a little bit of a delay. And really, Ian, that doesn't even take into account here the fact that a number of First Nations chiefs have already said that if the province does appeal, and if that appeal is successful, that they would like to launch a court defense. So really a drawn out process here, Ian, and well, it will likely stay that way unless the province really puts its thumb on the scale.
Tim, thanks very much. And there are now questions around Premier Smith's political future and whether she can bridge the gap between federalists and separatists in her own party. Tyson Fedor is at McDougall Centre for us. And Tyson, this has now become a wedge issue within the United Conservative Party.
Political watchers, Ian, that we speak with today telling us that support for separation from members within the UCP could be as high as 50%. Some saying that it's too soon to say what impact this referendum potentially could have on the Premier's future. But others say that if that question is not on the ballot, or if it is on the ballot in October, it could spell trouble for the Premier. Now, the UCP did give Danielle Smith a resounding vote of confidence in November of 2024, with nearly 92% of party members supporting her leadership. However, many separatist groups in Alberta are demanding that she include the question of separation on the ballot this fall. The Premier's office deferred any comment on her future to her comments made during a media conference yesterday. Stephen Carter is a political strategist who worked on several election campaigns, including former Premier Alison Redford's win. He believes Premier Smith will have two options: add the question as a government referendum, or leave the question off altogether.
It is incredibly unpopular, but it is popular within her subset of people. This is something that can topple leaders. This is something that can destroy parties. And this is something that Danielle Smith has been playing around with that is finally going to burn her.
Now, Smith's polling numbers do remain well above the NDP here in this province. In March, the Angus Reid poll had Premier Smith's approval rating for Premier at 46%. Now, whether the issue of separation moves the needle on that, that's still unknown at this point. The UCP party did respond to comment on this story today. It says it continues and has the full support of Premier Daniel Smith as leader. Ian?
Thanks, Tyson. The Prime Minister revealing more details about the focus of his trip to Calgary tomorrow.
We'll announce tomorrow an implementation agreement which includes strengthening industrial carbon pricing to send clear investment signals and to reward decarbonization. We will also advance potential pipeline to transport at least 1 million barrels of low-emission Alberta oil a day to new markets.
The federal government announcing today its plans to double the country's electricity grid by 2050. Electricity demand is expected to double over the next 2 decades. Mark Carney says meeting that will require generational investments in power generation, transmission, storage, and grid modernization. The government is also expanding support for energy-saving retrofits for up to 1 million households. Calgary police have released security photos of an SUV that's believed to be connected to a fatal shooting earlier this week. At about 7:50 on Monday night, police responded to a shooting in the Calgary Co-op parking lot on 16th Avenue Northeast. One man, believed to be the intended target, was killed. Another person, an innocent bystander, was injured and remains in hospital in stable condition. Police are also asking for dash cam footage of anyone who may have seen this vehicle heading eastbound on the Trans-Canada Highway after the shooting. You can call police or submit information anonymously through Crime Stoppers. As Calgary enters flood season, it has another tool ready to keep rising water away from 2 communities. A new barrier is now ready to protect the communities of Hillhurst and Sunnyside. Most of the 2.4-kilometer long wall is permanent, but there are also adjustable sections to close gaps across roads and pathways during flood response. Calgary's highest risk of flooding is between May 15th and July 15th, when both rain and melting snow from the mountains raise water levels. Should flooding occur, the city says it's never been more ready, thanks to $1.3 billion of upgrades since the last flood.
So many of our communities are now protected, like Hillhurst, Sunnyside, and Kensington, by virtue of this barrier to levels at or above the 1 in 100-year level.
The start of Calgary's flood season also has city staff monitoring water levels and forecasts around the clock. Experts say above average snowfall in the mountains this winter is not a significant cause of flood concern, and the flood risk forecast is normal. 7 people have been left without a home after a fire early this morning. This is what's left after the early morning fire. It broke out in the back of a home in the northwest neighborhood of Sherwood shortly after midnight. The blaze climbed quickly to the roof of the home and started spreading to nearby homes. Fire crews were also battling some strong winds.
Crews reported that the wind conditions shifted on them, so we're fortunate that with their quick actions they limited that spread so it didn't go further, because just the wind was gusting up to over 40 kilometers an hour at certain points last night. So we're glad that it wasn't much worse.
Nobody was injured. The other 2 houses suffered minor damage, and the homeowners were able to return home. The cause is still under investigation. Despite the wind, the wildfire burning southeast of Whitecourt has not grown in size. Some residents of Woodlands County have been allowed to return home. Others are having to wait a bit longer as crews continue their safety assessments. What sparked this wildfire is still under investigation. And Danielle, brisk wind seems to be the story in Calgary right now, too.
Yeah, it's been excessively gusty in Calgary, outside of Calgary, south of the city, for example, over 90-kilometer-per-hour gusts. In Calgary, closer to that 70 market times. The gusts are the story now. For the next 24 hours, we're basically just normal, and we're going to get what we should get for this time of year. It's after the next 24 hours that we have a lot to talk about. 18 degrees right now at the airport, gusts 50 kilometers per hour at the moment. That's what's registering. This is your 24-hour forecast, and it's brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen, family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. The winds will start to subside, so we'll be down to 60 kilometer per hour gust for the evening, 40 kilometer per hour gust for the overnight. And then tomorrow in the afternoon, the gusts will pick up again, but just till 40. So overall in all of southern Alberta, a more reasonable day with regards to the winds, and temperatures around normal. 15 degrees is a normal daytime high for this time of year, and it also comes with, of course, isolated showers possible. There are wind warnings in place to the east, and as you can see, that green color from Pincher Creek all the way up through Banff, even Calgary included in this, over to Jasper. This is a special weather statement because of the snow possible over a long weekend. So we're going to talk about all of that coming up, Ian.
Thanks, Danielle. The Calgary Stampede has unveiled more than 60 new foods and drinks to find on the Midway this year. New items include a sweet and spicy, refreshing Brumby Wrangler drink, a slice of pizza deep fried in corn dog batter, and a giant salmon sushi roll. The Stampede staples of mini donuts and fries will be sold alongside the crunchy and quirky creations.
It's so important to have the variation that you see here because there's not one dish that's going to satisfy everybody. We're all about diversity, introducing new flavors, and the exhibitors have a blast. They really take it away, work all year to come up with these creative twists, bold flavor combinations, and classic Stampede fun.
Also on the menu, many items flavored with matcha or made with Dubai chocolate. The Stampede runs from July 3rd to the 12th. It was one of the final bills to pass in this session of the legislature, and librarians don't like it. Next, why they say the bill puts libraries at risk. And the Moose Hide campaign, encouraging men and boys to take a stand against domestic violence. Public libraries in Alberta say a new bill passed by the government is unnecessary. The Coalition of Alberta Public Libraries says Bill 28 may even force some libraries to close. The group says libraries already have policies to organize collections in age-appropriate ways and can't afford to build separate spaces to ensure children don't read adult material. The librarians also say the UCP government never consulted with them about the changes. Okay, we have a special weather statement just in time for the long weekend.
Yeah, in place for Calgary and all along the mountains. I will say this, though. This is a very tricky forecast for this long weekend, for the entire long weekend, in fact. Models have been all over the place. I'm going to give you the most likely scenario. And there's a lot to talk about here with this most likely scenario and the statements and warnings in place. Look at that camera blowing around. It's gusty. Look at these maximum gusts today. 91 in Lethbridge, 83 in Pincher Creek, 85 in Medicine Hat, 72 in Brooks, and nearly 70 in Calgary and Drumheller. So it's been a gusty day. Now the winds are going to start calming down, and by the midnight hour, they'll be more reasonable. So by midnight and through tomorrow, still windy, 40 to 50 kilometer per hour gusts, but more reasonable than the winds that we have now. All right, 18 degrees is the temperature in the city. 22 in Brooks, 21 in Drumheller, and in those teens, Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, Milk River. Watches and warnings. This is important because we do have the wind warning placed in purple here, just to the east of Calgary, and you can see all the communities this entails. So 90 kilometer per hour gusts are possible up until about, well, I'd say for the next 4 hours, and then things will start to subside. It'll still be windy, but it won't be wind warning gusts. And it's still gusty in the southwest corner. The wind warning criteria is different here, so it's just as gusty here as it is here pretty much. All right, so in this green, this is the big thing to talk about for long weekend. Calgary up the QE2 through Olds, over down the Highway 2 and off to the west. Pincher Creek, Christmas Pass included in this, up to Jasper. This is a special weather statement because heavy snow is expected for many areas. And I'm going to give you the forecast here on that. So first, system number one that we talked about, this has delivered the rain to the southeast corner, still delivering a little bit because it's unstable behind this system. So we're nearly done with that one. It's the next system that's on the way for Saturday. So for tomorrow, it's actually pretty reasonable. Daytime highs will be around normal, and we'll get late day instability from this, and that's because of that system still off to the east. It will create that instability that will lead to some pop-up showers or even some isolated non-severe thunderstorms. And anywhere in southern Alberta could see that activity throughout the afternoon, late afternoon, and through the supper hours. Okay, let's talk about Saturday. And you can see this consistent snowfall to the west of Calgary. It will last through all of Saturday, and it will even push into Sunday morning. Calgary and all down Highway 2 will be on the edge of this. Cochrane as well. So a little hard to tell how much rain we get and how much snow we get. Even sitting at 5 degrees, you can still get wet snow mixed in with this, depending on how basically the levels of the atmosphere and how big that cold layer is and how close it is to the surface. Look at into Sunday, still snowfall to the west of Calgary, and this is why we could pick up some really decent totals here. First rainfall, 2 to 4 millimeters expected for Calgary, mainly on Saturday. And then if I advance this into the snowfall, this is an excessive amount, but it shows you what the models are starting to suggest here, a lot of snow. So Banff town site, 5 centimeters. Canmore, likely 5 centimeters. Higher elevations, likely 20 to 30 centimeters. All right, so again, tomorrow, normal day, just late day instability with showers and non-severe thunderstorms. Saturday, a rain-snow mix is possible Saturday in the morning, and then even Saturday night through Sunday. Look at those daytime highs, just 5, and overnight lows for Saturday and Sunday at the freezing mark. It improves on Monday.
Thanks, Danielle. It's Moose Hide Campaign Day across Canada, a day to stand against gender-based and domestic violence. The Indigenous-led initiative was marked with a walk in Calgary starting at the confluence. The campaign is targeted toward boys and men to become involved in the conversation and stand up and speak out against violence. Organizers say half of all women in Canada have experienced physical or sexual violence since the age of 16. And spousal violence against Indigenous women is 3 times higher compared to non-Indigenous women.
Violence hides in the dark, so the more light you shed on it, the more awareness that we have around the violence. And when we have more men and boys standing up and speaking out and calling each other out on violence, the less it's likely to continue.
This was the 3rd annual walk in Calgary. More information can be found on moosehidecampaign.ca. It's part of the transition to no-fault insurance. Just ahead, how much premiums could rise under new provincial rules. Tech stocks were the big winners on the markets today. Joining me is Liana Wachniak, investment advisor with the Popowich Karmali Advisory Group. And Liana, Cisco led tech stocks higher today.
That's right. They also reported earnings that beat market expectations. Their shares were up 13% on the day, and they weren't the only tech winner today. There were a few news stories coming out of there, NVIDIA being one of them. Of course, their CEO is on the delegation with President Trump in China, so that is something that investors are watching quite closely. And there was a major tech IPO today as well that was quite a bit higher than it was initially anticipated. So we saw about 50,000 or over 50,000 on the Dow today for the first time since the Iran war started on the strength of those tech shares.
And slower sales at Canadian Tire and the weather might have had something to do with it?
That's right. The first quarter sales disappointed a little bit, down about 1.4% year over year. And realistically, some of that came from the seasonality of their business. A lot of people hadn't gotten started on their gardens in the first part of this year. That first quarter was a little bit unseasonably cold for people, and so they weren't out at Canadian Tire buying their typical yard maintenance items. Now, they did still focus on some value items, which people fixing their home or doing home maintenance overall did still go into the store and buy, and they did well in some other areas. Some of their other major brands like Sport Chek and Marks performed fairly well and actually saw increases in sales overall because people were buying both sports equipment and casual clothing.
Liana, thanks very much.
Thank you.
The province is doing away with its good driver's insurance rate cap of 5%. The province claims its new approach will extend savings to more Albertans. Starting January 1st, 2027, auto insurers won't be able to raise their average rates by more than 5%. And all average drivers will see their premiums capped at 10%. This is just one of the changes drivers will see as the province moves toward a no-fault style insurance system. Under the new system, fewer drivers will be able to sue for damages. The province is once again considering using the notwithstanding clause. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. This time it's targeting First Nations and the court decision to toss out that separatist petition. Coming up at 6, the blunt message the chief of the Piikani Nation has for Alberta separatists. Plus, Calgarians are sharing their thoughts. Also ahead, a new survey found nearly a quarter of Canadians have declined a vaccine that was recommended by their doctor. Coming up, what that refusal rate looks like in Alberta. Ian.
Thanks, Tara. It's certainly not the long weekend forecast many of us had been hoping for. Right now in Calgary, it's partly cloudy and 18. Danielle tells us what's coming up by Saturday. Okay, so you're a little bit on the fence about the forecast, but how much snow we'll get? Right?
Yeah, so we're on the edge of it for Calgary down Highway 2. Cochrane on the edge of it as well. So we will likely see some wet snow mixed in with our rain, but off to the west is where we're going to see the heavy snow. So that's a very different story. In high elevations, 20 to 30 centimeters of snow.
Wow.
So you could go skiing after this, you know? Anyway, 18 degrees current temperature. Today's high also 18, normal is 17. We're right where we should be temperature-wise, but not wind-wise. Gusts 70 kilometers per hour. That was the max so far in Calgary today. All right, tomorrow's another normal day around, just a little cooler, 15 degrees. And later in the day, isolated showers, maybe even a thunderstorm. Saturday is when we get into the potential for rain mixed in with wet snow, 2 to 4 millimeters of precipitation.
Thanks, Danielle. The Fairy Tales Queer Art and Film Festival is returning to Calgary this week, bringing stories of identity, resilience, and community from around the world to the big screen. The 28th annual event is taking over contemporary Calgary through Sunday, featuring more than 40 films from 20 countries, including documentaries, shorts, and feature-length productions. This year's lineup includes stories from Canada, Brazil, Iran, Japan, Mexico, and the Philippines, along with live performances and panel discussions. It's one of Canada's longest-running queer film festivals, creating space for some audience members to see their experiences reflected on screen.
And we hear from them, I never thought that I would see myself on screen in a way that's celebrated. And I've heard it's the first time I didn't feel shame in a public space hearing my story, which, like, you can't put a price tag on that. It's amazing.
Organizers say the festival also hopes to create connections and spark important conversations amid political tensions over gender identity in Alberta. For more information on this year's programming, you can visit ctvnewscalgary.ca. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.